Austin. Club.
Podcast.
Austin.
Culture.
Club.
Podcast.
Welcome. All right, so today we're back on the podcast. Keegan is not here. It's me, Mary, producer Julian, and our special guest of the show, Weston Borghese.
Yes, sir.
And I just want to say right now, we're going to talk about some topics of Austin, and we're going to do a little interview with you. But at any time you can jump in, just don't even, this is, you're part of this right now. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
If Keegan was a ghost, she'd be here and like squinting with a red face, sort of like a Chinese child, angry, you know, because she got the weird bangs and stuff.
Yeah.
She can't defend herself, so I can make fun of her a little
All
bit.
about weird bangs.
She cuts her own
I've had a
bangs.
few.
Baby
those.
Keegs, the last of the. Well, I guess every girl in
She's
town
out
cuts her own
there.
bangs.
She's out there on the ranch, learning about mescaline and
Oh.
ranch things, rattlesnakes.
Why do we pretend like Wimberley is like West Texas? It's literally 700,000 Houston retirees just sitting like an hour from here.
That's funny. My first roommate in town, her mom lived out in Wimberley and was from Houston and was retired.
Yeah.
Like, my grandparents retired in Wimberley. They weren't from Houston though. But when I used to go spend my summers there, and like every motherfucker was like a Houston fucking transplant. Like that's what Wimberley started as. It was just a bunch of, I don't even know, like Vietnam veterans from Houston who retired and moved out there, you know, or back in the old days. And it's still that, but now it's a little bit more fancier.
Honestly,
it's fancier.
I really like. I've always really liked Wimberley. It's
So
a
did
nice,
I.
like it's not far. It's like a nice little getaway, and there's so many options. And now with like Airbnb, you can,
I love the Blanco River.
yeah,
It's beautiful.
Blanco River is great.
Yeah, my grandparents used to have like a spot over there, and we used to be on the river like all summer, just like not really realizing how cool it was. It was just kind of like little kid ass, you know, like this is like pretty badass, you know, and then you get older and you're like, fuck, that was pretty badass,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
It's cool.
We almost died one year.
Damn.
We were down
Is there
there.
a flood?
We were down there, me, my brother Isaac, and my grandfather, and this dude shows up and he goes, "Hey, y'all got to get out. It's coming." What do you mean? And it wasn't even raining there, and he was like, "What's going on?" It's like, "It's raining in Blanco. It's coming down." So we moved up, and like literally like fucking 15 feet of water just came and it's like,
So scary.
Now you know why.
especially
it's-
back then, because like now there's a lot more dams and whatever, but it's still, I mean, they still flood all the time.
Makes you realize why they call it a flash flood.
Yes.
Happens in
Yeah.
a flash.
Oh, when you see it too, like as
Yeah,
a
it's
kid,
insane.
it's like even more insane because you're just like, it may not even be like that big, but at that time I was like, what the fucking hell? But trees were like floating down there too. They was already knocking stuff over.
I was. This is 3 or 4 years ago, and Casa de Coloris out in Llano, near Llano.
Okay.
It's right on the Llano River. It's a place where people. I don't know. Have you ever been out there?
No,
It's
I
a
have not.
place. It's like on stilts, and it's got all sorts of different crazy themed rooms. It's a really cool spot.
Okay.
But we were out there for my buddy Melidas's wedding, and it was like an all-weekend wedding thing. And so there's about 50 of us, sort of like, BFFs, went out there early Friday night. So we're
How
all
the
there.
fuck do you have 50 BFFs?
Well, when
I
you're-
got
when
married.
you're Melidus has been around forever, and he's like,
Okay.
he doesn't live here anymore, but
We've been around
I
forever.
know. Well, he is like Mr. Austin. At least that's what he.
Okay,
He's very
alright.
he's very just like aggressively Austin.
Okay.
And he's been around.
I guess
forever.
we're more subdued, Austin.
He's one of those. He just knows everybody.
You're not
you know.
subdued.
But-
So we were out there swimming. It was beautiful, and we saw the lightning coming in the, out in the pasture, and it was just like having a good
it's
time.
beautiful, yeah.
Rain started coming down. We're like, whatever. After a couple hours, it was just like constant rain, and I go upstairs to go to bed, and I like kind of look out on the deck, out the deck, and I see some friends walking to the tents, and I'm like, wow, there's some rain build up there. Like it's like a couple inches of water. I was like, whoa, we got a little blood going on. I went inside and like put my earplugs in, my eye mask, started falling asleep, and like 10 minutes later, I feel the building rumbling. It's on stilts, and I hear all the shouting, and I'm like, fuck, something's wrong. So I get up, I look outside, and it's like 10 feet of rushing water, just in like 10 minutes, everything floating away, and everyone's freaking out. And we're in this building that's on stilts, so there's nowhere
But
to
still,
go.
you're fucking scared as fuck because you're gonna float down too.
Well, I go down to the corner and I look down and everyone's cars are floating towards us, and I just watch one car just like float right underneath me and just take out the 4x4 underneath me in the corner of the building, and I'm just like, oh fuck. So anyone call the cops? Because like that's when I realized like
People
we're trapped
die.
here and all these cars are floating this way. This whole
Yeah.
building can go down. And
People fucking die like that too, man.
We were stranded for 6 hours straight, and like we had a friend on top of his truck. The water was like an inch away from overtaking him. He's on the phone with his family saying goodbye, and like we're all freaking out. And then just out of nowhere, these like rescue boats come. It was like 6 different counties came in and air rescued and boat rescued us. It was insane.
Wow.
I was like, that was the first time I'd ever seen a flash flood. I was like, okay. Now I know about them.
Like, I remember like when I was a little kid, like people always die out there. Like,
man.
Well, they made us watch that movie in Driver's Ed. Did you have to watch that? It's called The Power of Water. It's all about like not driving into like low water crossings because so many people in Texas die like that every year.
Mm-hmm.
They still die like that every year.
I know.
They think they can do anything with their F-150s, you know. Then boom.
Souped up.
Dunzo.
Man, that's scary as hell.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not trying to like belittle anything because I know a lot of different cats. I was in San Marcos and I was living in San Marcos when the super flood happened back in 90s, whatever, 6 or 7, and like the like here's Sewell Park and there's the bridge. The water was over that bridge. Like you couldn't see the bridge.
Wow.
Over there like where here's like the falls is that, you know what I mean? It was like insane. Like we couldn't, like we were stuck at our house for like 2 days. We couldn't do anything. It was like, and people were like, obviously people died and like people lost their cars and houses and stuff. We were very lucky, but it was just like crazy, you know?
Man.
I did lose some speakers.
Speaking of San Marcos, I saw that they legalized marijuana.
They passed the
like,
decriminalization of
like
marijuana.
You can have up to 4 ounces or whatnot.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
This is like the baby steps, I feel.
Yeah.
What's happening. I think San Marcos passed it, and another city did too.
Elgin.
All
right. And I think, I mean, it's hard because Hayes still kind of voted red, I felt, in the end. Because it's still kind of like a weird county, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, you know, we're trying. It's like, but I also think that's part of voter apathy too, you know, like if more people actually, because San Marcos is really a blue town, also like real similar to Austin, you know. I love San Marcos.
Yeah.
And I don't know, when you start voter apathy's destroying my whole mentality. But we got runoffs. City of Austin. Mm-hmm. I think 3 districts for city council, including the District 3, which I think we're sitting on or we're close to.
Yeah. Jose
Velasquez and Daniela Silva, I think.
Yeah.
And, of course, the mayor race, Cecilia. Cecilia won the popular vote. It was crazy as hell. I couldn't believe it. I thought Watson was even Watson, I feel like, thought he was like in the driver's seat the whole time.
Man, fuck that.
I know, man. He's like sitting there vaping, talking shit. I was like, shit, whatever, man. Back in my day. Like, you can't be back in my day. I was like, oh, hell, man.
Broke his back. Oh, wait, no, that's the governor.
Oh, yeah, right. You know, Watson over there smoking weed with Stevie Ray or some shit. I guess Mike Buck was there, too, because he owns Antone's now. But, yeah, I don't know. It's pretty fucking crazy. But, like, so the national picture didn't change too much. So I feel like that was the plus of the week.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Texas, once again, is red, but the margins weren't as big as they used to be. They're tightening.
Yes.
I mean, they were tightening during the presidential race.
Yeah, I think they're getting a little tighter. So these are the positives that I can look at from the election. I don't want to be all negative, Nancy, you know.
I'm feeling pretty good, honestly.
And, of course, Austin is still the great city of what we love because, we're the oasis, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But all the other major cities all voted blue, too, this election. So that's also a very positive sign. I think except for Fort Worth. But Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, El Paso.
I'm pretty happy with with it all. Generally, I mean, I think, I mean, they were thinking they were going to flip like 50 or 60 seats, and it was only it's not much.
Not even like 8, I think, at the
It's-
most right
yeah,
now. And they
so-
lost a lot of stuff too that they thought they were going to win.
I was
Well-
really happy that Fetterman won.
Yeah,
Oh, big time. That was
Yeah.
a big win.
Yeah.
Big win.
and Omar from Minnesota, she won her re-election.
Mhm. Yeah, Minnesota and Michigan both had some
Michigan.
good.
Did
Michigan
that-
had a great.
Did the Bo Bear lose? And she was
Yeah.
losing.
She
I
was-
saw.
We're still waiting on that. I
It's
don't
coming
know.
down to the wire
But
on
I
that
think
one.
She was losing. I really hope.
So that's great, because
Yeah.
she's like the
No,
worst.
she's the worst, man.
I can't like. I don't mind you being Christian. I don't mind you being family valued or whatever. But I really hate when you throw this obviously fake ass Christianity where you don't even like walk the walk, cause like you know what I mean. And it's like get the fuck out of here.
What are we putting in kids' libraries?
Okay, so I
Yes.
just looked it up. We don't know yet. There's a 60 vote difference as of 6:30 p.m. today.
Holy shit, that's close
60
as fuck.
votes.
Yeah.
Wow, that's about as close as it gets.
Yeah.
And the worst part is they're all going to be yelling fake election bullshit or to fix.
Well, luckily, but even
so
if they will,
annoying,
even
I
if
know.
they do, it's not. They're not going to have as much traction because so many of those MAGA pawns lost, which is a big win. 'cause
Michigan
that-
voted in the state amendment for abortion. Did you see that?
To codify abortion.
They had to legalize it, like
Yeah.
you can't,
Maybe we should move to Michigan.
which is insane because I thought Michigan really thought they were going to lose a couple things
We'll
too.
just get a summer home there, and then
And I think they
anyone
won the
needs an
state
abortion,
senate
we'll just
too,
send
and
'em to
everyone
the
thought that they were
summer
going to
home.
lose it.
That's a good plan.
Summer homes. How can you afford a summer home?
I have a friend
I
who has
like
a
to
summer
dream
home up
big.
there.
Who are you summer home in?
It's
I mean, I
cheaper
feel
in
the
other
houses
states,
are cheap
Reuben.
there. You get a house.
You
for
know
like
who?
60
I'm
grand.
broke ass Austin
True.
over here, woman. I'm trying to find a summer cardboard box so I can throw at my
I'm
neighbor.
gonna invite you to my summer home in Michigan.
See, this is why you have famous and fabulous friends.
Yeah.
I have
True.
neither. Neither.
You have both.
I hang out with Keegan. It's broke ass.
I mean, yeah, but being a broke ass in Austin is different than a lot of. I mean, like you can be a broke ass in Austin, go to places and live fine.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
I mean, like
We've been doing it.
I mean, I was in,
We've been.
I was in Kansas City during pandemic, and my rent was never more than $550 a month. It was
Wow.
like, yeah, which was like 15 years ago in Austin.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, Austin is. And of course, right now we had the big property tax boom, so everything went up crazy. But now the recession's hitting, so I wonder what's going to happen. Because we're definitely in a recession.
Price is gonna drop.
You see what Facebook fucking backed out of their building?
Oh no.
dude.
Like they had a whole building, like here downtown Austin, and now they're like gonna sublease it
no.
out because they can't
They're
afford
laying
it.
people off too.
I know, like they lost like whatever 100 millions this last quarter. I mean, that's a big ass building that they built it for them because they were gonna rent it out.
You know, there's
Right, that's the one right
there's,
across the street from the proper, or
eras-
is that the proper's Google building?
Nah, Google's committed to that building.
Yeah,
I
Google's
mean,
right across the street from the proper.
Google's already Google's already on 2nd Street, but
Yeah,
they have a whole nother building they're building right in front of the proper, and they're committed to that, and like they're working on it.
that
so-
whole fucking neighborhood was nothing.
Oh, I know.
Like freaks me out every time. That's where like Liberty Lunch used to be
Digital
and stuff. Like,
turbines.
Yeah.
which have like next to a warehouse, next to an empty field, those like burning garbage,
Yeah.
and now it's like the proper
Yeah,
hotel.
I mean, I moved here in '99, and it was all just like abandoned warehouses, and
Yeah.
lots and rubble, and
Just
even
like-
like the
Like the homeless people even hang out
Whole
over there.
Foods there on 6 Lamar was just a giant parking lot.
Yeah,
It's
Mhm.
just rubble. It's crazy.
it's fucking insane.
No.
Just looking at it.
I will say though about Austin, people love to complain about all the condos and everything, but generally most of the condos that they've put up, I feel like they've used or they've utilized like the land properly. Most of the places they put up, it was usually places that were
They
not
were
being
just
used for
sitting
anything or
there.
just sitting
Yeah.
there. So I will give Austin that I feel like they've done some decent. It's not always the case, but I mean, there's
I-
a lot of places. I mean, like look at a lot of the stuff on East 7th and East 6th. A lot of that was just sitting there abandoned or.
They
Yeah, I agree with
definitely
that.
spruced
Like that whole
area
part of
up.
town, but I do feel like Rainey was like a neighborhood that they
Well,
destroyed.
Rainey was different.
Like
That
it was a
was-
bunch of like weed dealers, musicians, fucking everybody was hanging out in his houses.
I mean, those houses were on the last.
Chain Drive is I
leg.
think the reason why they ended up making it mixed because they allowed Chain Drive to be there is the reason the downfall of the whole place.
Chain Drive is great.
I miss it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like I remember some great parties. Those apartment complexes that were back there.
Mhm.
Now they're all gone. I don't know.
Yeah, it was a cool little hood back.
I don't
in
know.
the
I
day.
feel like that being destroyed was like a weird. It got destroyed into bars, and then now the bars are getting destroyed for condos. So it's like a weird transitional.
It's just like different waves.
Yeah. So in a sense, I feel like losing that neighborhood sucked,
Yeah.
because
True.
especially like for the homeless people, because that one dude lived there and would let them all hang out and like get drunk in his yard and shit. You know what I'm talking about?
Remember that place?
He's like some rich
that,
dude. He's like,
that
but he was
place,
like
Mermaids?
old timers.
Remember Mermaids?
Was that the bathhouse?
It was like you could like rent a hot tub, and you could rent like a mermaid or a merman to accompany you in the hot tub.
On Rainy Street?
It was not on Rainy. It was on 35.
It was on
like, right
the
by
access
Rainy.
road. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow. I do not remember that. But right around there?
yeah, like right by the IHOP.
I thought it was like a bathhouse.
I mean, I never
Could've
went. I
been.
don't know the truth.
Mermaid bathhouse.
I
That's
just-
hot.
I remember Austin used to
Consume
have
the
like a couple weird
advertising.
like sex bathhouses back in the old days,
There
but
used
I
to be
mean,
one at like North Loop and Airport. Yeah.
there's still that weird Dreamers with the fucking viewing rooms on North Lamar. Because they got the downtown Dreamers, which is like, look, this is great, women, men, everyone come here, everyone sex positive. But the other Dreamers is creepy as fuck. You go in those fucking viewing
didn't know
rooms, there's
about that.
fucking dark secrets going on there.
Oh, yeah, there's a
cousin.
lot of dark secrets going on for sure.
I remember I used to hang out with this one waiter at the fucking Cheesecake Factory. Like, I hate waking up with all those damn Dreamers tokens in my pockets. Fucking, I don't know where the night went for that motherfucker. I was like, fucking lost in the city, man. I tell you what. Like, every once in a while I go to that Chewy's on fucking North Lamar, and that's about as dangerous I do for my living. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I
all
know
right,
you-
the flea market, but yeah.
There
dude,
used to be a
290
lot
flea
of
market.
like brothels and things all over the city.
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
downtown, the east side. Most people don't even know that they used to be exist.
I remember when I first moved here, South Congress, you still see hookers down
Oh,
there and
yeah.
stuff. Like, that's never
'Cause
gonna
I
go
used to
back down.
to,
Chavez too.
the
the
Chavez
old
used
porn
to.
theater there on
Yeah.
Congress, and
They had that hotel that I used to live by too. I forgot. It's on Willow Drive though, and it used to be like famous for having a bunch of hookers there.
Yeah.
All the time.
But it was like now it's an apartment complex, right?
Well, it's still technically a hotel, but like I guess they live. I mean, I don't know. The people seem like they live there, so like I think it's like a
Yeah.
pay by week or something.
Whatever.
I don't know.
When I was a knucklehead, my friend was working at the Magnolia South. So we would go to 6th Street from San Marcos. So I live in San Marcos. This is like in the 90s before I moved to Austin. I moved here about 99 also.
that's where I moved here. Yeah.
And so like we'd be up and down on 6th Street. And it would be hilarious because we used to go to a lot of hip hop shows back then. And like nobody went to any of the shows. Like we went and saw Big Pun at Liberty Lunch and there was like maybe
Oh,
like
wow.
30 of us there.
Dude, awesome.
And Executioners opened. And like
Oh,
all sorts of
God
weird
damn.
Wow.
and like this dumb shit like that where like nobody was there at these shows.
That
And
makes
it
me
was
wanna
just like
cry.
so crazy to me. So whatever. But we would always go to Magnolia because he would give us free food because it was the homeboy thing. But back then, I remember the hookers would be like knocking on the windows and shit. Like fucking, it was
That
crazy.
was the one on Congress.
South Congress,
Yeah.
like, but like late night, we'd be fucked up there like at 4 a.m. and
Are they
they'd
still
be out
open
there.
late night? I don't
Yeah.
think they're open.
Are they?
I think
don't
so.
know.
I mean, I don't know. I don't.
I think they
The
only
one off-
maybe just on South Congress.
One off
The other
Lakeshore
one?
is closed.
The
though,
other one
right?
closed. Yeah.
Lakeshore's closed, but I don't know. They didn't do it for a really long time, so they must have done. I mean, unless they do it recently, I don't know.
I can't see Magnolia not being open 24. That's the whole.
Well, COVID killed a lot of that.
Yeah.
Though.
Well, Star Siege isn't 24 either anymore.
But
No,
like
I
they
think- I think
changed.
Is
They
it?
just
They
recent,
went
just
back?
recently, yeah.
That's good.
They
They
also
got-
renovated it.
But they got a
too.
whole
Oh,
new ownership group though.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
different.
It's like a frat boy that owns it now.
Oh,
they're rebuilding that
Interesting.
Days Inn right next to it too. So like,
They might knock it all down though.
let's see.
If they supposedly the
They're just
30. Have you heard of the
creeping.
35 plan?
they're just creeping up to the Fiesta, dude.
Have you
Yeah,
heard the
fucking
new
bulldog.
35 plan?
No, but I'm sure it's terrible.
A third overpass bridge.
What the
Yes.
fuck?
No, I'm kidding.
It sounds
Yeah.
believable.
So what they
I
want to
believe
do
it.
is a tunnel and like put a park or like walking on top of it.
What?
Like no upper level. The whole upper level's gonna be like
It's
this,
called they're capping it.
kind of like in Dallas has this, and it's under the.
A train? Or the highway is under.
There's like 3 or 4 different ideas, but one or the 2 main ones, they're gonna fucking destroy every one of those businesses on the side of 35, where like Chicas Bonitas and all the
Yeah.
Dreamers, like every one of them's done, including the Days, like all of it's to be
Damn.
fucked.
I
If-
think those should all be historical landmarks, to be honest.
Because that's why the Chronicle was like freaking out because
Yeah.
they're talking about
They're over
we
there.
gotta move
Yeah.
Most
because they're
definitely.
right there on the side of 30. Like so
Yeah.
they're gonna fucking just shave like the whole
Did
thing
you
up.
see that they're putting a Progress Coffee over there?
Hmm.
Yeah,
Where?
like along, like over there by the Dreamers.
Really?
Huh.
Yeah.
I'll still go to Cherrywood.
That's such a weird situation. Well, that Joe's has got the fucking longest line in America by the HEB and Hancock Center. I went
Oh,
there the other
yeah.
morning. I go to
I
HEB in the
never-
morning
There's
when
a
no one's
Joe's over
there. Yeah,
It used to be a
coffee.
It's a grind or something.
Yeah,
Oh, is it by like
It's
same
like
little
a-
place where like Wings Up is that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's a little drive-through spot.
it's a Joe's, so it's got like a long ass line every morning because they have a
Used to be
drive
coffee
through.
bean.
Yeah, it was a coffee bean.
Oh yeah.
Because me and Hancock Center HEB.
Psh, they used to
Shout out.
count.
Shout out HEB Pharmacy app.
Oh.
If you ain't got the HEB, I'm old. If you my age and you got a lot of maladies,
First of all, are you gonna
What's
give
up?
me credit for this? 'Cause
I was
I
about-
don't-
I'm still shouting. I'm still in the middle of my shout out. You always want your credit. You get your shine, woman, when you get your shine. So there I was suffering a million maladies and filling in my prescriptions, confused. I'm old. I'm adult-minded. Some say I should be put in a home. But luckily, my best friend, a.k.a. Mary Jenkins, was like, fool, have you seen the HEB Pharmacy app? And I was like, what the fucking hell is this? Next thing I know, all I got to do is beep, boop, 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 drugs.
Wow.
But I mean,
Well, it's great
for my maladies.
because, when they call you and tell you your prescription's ready, they don't say which one it is. It's something you're just showing up. You're hoping it's this one. It might be this one.
Dice roll.
Or you'll show up to get 2 and they'll be like, oh, only one's ready. You gotta wait. But
Every girl I
now-
know in Austin has IBS.
This isn't
if
even
you
about
pretty,
my IBS.
I was just talking
trying
in
to get my
general.
NuvaRing.
I wasn't
Yeah.
even talking about your IBS. I was talking about IBS in general with pretty girls. So a lot of women have the stomach. You gotta take pills or do something. Ma'am?
We also have to get our birth control while we still can.
Yes. While it's still legal in
Stock
Texas.
up.
IBS.
Antidepressants.
Well, as long as the app works better than their self checkout, I'm game.
Yeah. It's nice
Like,
because
why is the HB self checkout? Why am I still having issues? Is what I
it's
want
so
know.
militant. They're
So
like, put it
annoying.
in the bagging
I
area.
know, it's so
You're like,
fucking
I'm
annoying,
trying.
Dude, like,
I never use it.
You
I
should see
always go
Keegan
to
use
a
it.
lady.
I really do too.
Keegan
Sometimes
can't do
just
it.
the
Like, she
lines
gets
are-
so upset.
That was the
lines are always
first person
so
I
long
thought
if
of
you
that
don't
having
use it.
trouble.
I can see
Annoying.
Keegan fucking losing her shit. Like that.
Yeah, I was like, this is a bad idea.
All she's got is like 4 items and it's just going
She
to hell.
never actually buys like real groceries, but she's getting like a
Capri
bag of
Suns.
chips or something.
Capri Sun.
Peanuts.
Woo! Snack size fucking Funyuns because she's like a little person, you know.
And Camels. Camel pack of
Oh my
Camels.
god, yeah.
Camels
Gotta
and
get a
Capris.
carton of cigarettes.
And they get all mad because I gotta walk all the way
Yeah.
down to the thing.
Yeah.
So I never asked for blunts at HEB.
I wish Kiki was here to defend herself. She'd be mad as hell by alpha living.
Honestly, honestly, if I'm being honest, I hate HEB.
What?
I hate it, man.
I'm part of the cult of HEB. I love HEB.
Dude, I just.
Where do you shop?
Well, sometimes at HEB, Hancock Center.
That's my
which-
spot, man.
But then, sometimes Whole
Mueller's too
Foods,
busy.
because I like the produce at Whole Foods and,
Okay.
and meat.
Can we
it's better
talk
quality.
About this?
And then Fresh Plus. I go to Fresh Plus when I'm like, you know what? It's worth me spending $15 more to Fresh Plus, where I don't have to like.
I loved
deal
Whole
with
Foods
HEB.
until Amazon took over.
I mean, I'm
It
not.
just changed everything. Like The buffet sucks now. The buffet used to be fucking great, and like I
I'm
used to
not a
sit
big
there
fan,
and put
but-
like 17 pounds of Mexican food in there and would eat it for 3 days. King Ranch chicken.
There's just they have some
King
s-
Ranch
they
chicken
King
have
Ranch
some
chicken.
stuff that you just can't get
Shout out Thread Gills.
at HEB. you know?
Gone.
Gone.
They have the tahini in the squeeze bottle. Game changer.
I might get that stupid debit card because I buy so much HEB products there.
I know. I was thinking about doing that too.
You see that?
I was thinking
I
about getting
hate
one for
HEB.
cenote.
We love HEB.
I also worked at Central Market about 20 years ago.
Oh,
Also owned
that's
by
old beef.
HEB.
Yeah,
And being an ex-employee of the company, I also have a different,
old beef. I see. What's
you know,
up there.
like there was at one time I remember they did a bunch of like random drug tests and they fired some of the best workers I knew. Like some of the best workers they had there,
That's
they
so
fired
stupid.
because they smoked weed.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
a lot- and like a lot of some of the,
I
and
want to
then-
say this
I
though.
worked at Whole Foods back in the day.
This
They
is
did
like
not do
20
that.
years ago, though. I feel like a lot has changed, like drug tests. Like, because I remember, like, you couldn't get a job like at Walmart or a lot of these places because, like, you know, they do the drug tests and stuff. And now they don't know. It's just,
Nah,
hopefully
dude.
not.
the drug test
My
is.
job drug tested me. I got it.
Yeah, I went into work one day.
know what to say about
Luckily,
that.
there was a manager who liked me. I went in,
Yeah.
and he comes up. He's like, "Hey, I hadn't clocked in yet." He's like, "Have you smoked weed in the last 30 days?" I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "Clock out, go home. I didn't see you. Call into work. You know, they're doing random drug tests." So I went home and I just drank shitloads of water for 3 days. Went in, took the
Yeah.
test, got my results, and I was like, "This is my notice. Fuck you."
It's so
And
weird.
I passed, but
Yeah.
also
I just feel like that whole thing with jobs is kind of changing.
yeah, hopefully.
Well, the job market has changed. You know, like you can't
I remember a time when, like,
be so picky about.
restaurants wouldn't hire, like, anyone with a tattoo. I remember,
Mhm.
like all the fancy places here in Austin.
Yeah.
Like, if you had a beard or a tattoo, they wouldn't hire you.
Yeah, you can't do that
Now it's like,
It's like, are
Fucking-
you breathing?
are you like? I remember, like, when I was a knucklehead, like, hearing like Uchi had like 100 interviews and only like
Damn.
3 finalists, and then like only
Oh, yeah.
1 was hired.
I
Now
know-
it's like, ran into some chick the other day. She was like trying to get Joey to go to Uchi. Come on, we need somebody. It's like, fuck it, you know.
Yeah.
It's just like everything's over, you know. COVID really fucked the restaurants to fucking the shit. Like,
I almost worked at El Bruto.
oh
Cameron worked at El Bruto
no way.
for like 2 weeks.
I can see him getting fired right now.
Yeah,
But I
well,
also can see him getting hired because they need people.
Sounds like Twitter.
Oh man, poor Twitter.
Oh, it's
Really?
hilarious.
Poor Twitter.
It's hilarious.
I don't give a I've always hated Twitter. I've never understood it. Fucking
All right,
hate
I
it.
every
love-
time I get it, I always delete it. dude.
Yeah, it's just.
Okay, I'm gonna
such
say this
bullshit.
out loud, and forgive me. I'm a big sports fan.
Love me some NBA.
Me too. And sometimes NBA Twitter is like all I really follow because it's just like it's a lot going on always. You know, he's like keeping with the rumors and this whatever.
Yeah, it
So
is
I do
there.
love that.
Yeah.
And I know it's not like mainstream political. I don't really do much political Twitter. I do a lot of NBA Twitter, some a little bit of black culture Twitter because it's right there on the same part of it all, you know. But it's like what I've been following for a while. And I do love that. And I do feel like I know Musk bought it, whatever. I don't understand what his goal is.
I don't think anyone.
You're gonna
does.
like
I don't
try
think
to.
he knows what
Yeah.
his goal is.
I want a bunch of red state people to appreciate me, yet none of these motherfuckers will ever drive an electric car. It makes no sense to me. And then also, liberal America, why are you buying his electrical car? Just get a fucking Honda electrical car or some shit.
What do you think about? Have you seen his like affordable housing project out there by like F1 and the airport and all that?
No, I have not.
So I know when he first
It's only
moved-
for employees, I thought, or whatever.
It might be. I don't know. I just remember when he first moved here, and he
Okay.
just sent out this pretty cryptic text that was just like, "Austin needs more affordable housing," and I'm like, "Okay,
Yeah.
thanks for tweeting that,
Do something, yeah.
bitch. Do something about it."
Yeah.
And I guess that was maybe his little foreshadowing or something, or being coy or whatnot. But I'm like, I don't know, man. It's just like, dude, go back and forth between being the first or the second richest person in the world. Just like take half of your worth and do something about do so, at least. I mean, like I understand it's a big problem and it's hard to know how to fix the homeless issue, but like, you know,
Like, I mean, I understand, like,
know,
if you're
$50
rich, like, if
billion
you don't want to
would
help
probably
out,
do a
don't
lot.
help out. But don't comment and do stuff if you're not going to help. You know, if you're going to be, like, saying things, being in the public
if
light.
you're that rich, you can hire someone that can strategize, like, how to best use your money.
Yeah. Well, you saw that to the Twitter the other day, right? Where they're like, I remember in the old days when the billionaires built, like, colleges and libraries
Yeah.
and, like, the Vanderbilts and, like, you know, those kind of families that they would, like, build, like, all, like, you know, places for education, you know?
So I mainly follow comedians on Twitter, so I'm just seeing Elon Musk get roasted left and
Oh,
right.
they're definitely, yeah.
he's getting roasted.
Yeah. I mean, he spent so much money on this platform, and he's just getting bullied every day.
Be careful what you wish for. You just might get it.
Yeah.
But,
Well,
I mean,
the housing he's building out there, it's like, you know, it's he's sort of billing it as like the future, forward thinking, like, which I respect. I mean, it's
Okay,
like we
yeah.
have to, you know, if we're building housing or affordable housing, we do have to think of the future and how that looks. But like, I'm just looking at this neighborhood. It's all like, you know, kind of like pods. They're just like big glass rooms, and I'm like, I don't know who, like, that's not going to be for everyone, especially Yeah, I don't remember if it's like affordable housing or if it's for his
I
employees.
mean, Austin has a lot of housing. Unfortunately, none of it's affordable. You know,
Right,
I mean, there's
right.
people. I feel like a lot of Austin, like, I mean, so many, like, for example, the working class people live out by the airport now because it's cheap. But now all that stuff's happening at the airport because of Tesla. It's forcing them out of that area now, which is going to be a really tough time because they, you know, they went out there just to get away from it all, kind of. And I mean, like, Pflugerville's now getting too expensive. I mean, obviously the east side's already been destroyed. I mean, where were they going?
everywhere.
Manor,
Everywhere,
Hutto. I mean, you're just going
everything's-
further and further out,
Yeah.
and nothing's getting cheaper because everybody's. I was in Elgin. They only got that one damn road, and it's like 3 lights, and the whole thing's like one big traffic stop. Like, just too many cars. Not enough. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's because everyone's out there now. I don't know. It's just a glut of people, and nobody understands in Texas. And I try to explain this to people all the time. I don't care how many transplants move here. I don't care who it goes on. You got to own your own car in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
It's very hard to go by without a car. And they can do whatever they want, close down this, supposedly building some fucking trains, but I don't believe any of that ever. I mean, the next train they're building is just straight to the fucking airport so tourists can just get here to the hotels faster. It's not even for no fucking working class people, you know?
True.
But, I mean, that's what I care about, is the working class Austin. The guys who, you know, we put in the hours, you know, mainly so they can do what we want, you know, like podcasts, music, you know, just old Austin in a sense.
Yeah.
Would we even do the rundown?
Huh?
The rundown, the
Yeah.
topics.
Yeah.
We just kind of
Just dove in.
We've been-
freestyled
we've been
it.
Okay.
free
That's good
winging it,
freestyle,
man.
yeah.
I
wasn't
mean,
sure if
I
you-
was like looking for topics, and everything was about the election. So, you know,
Oh, but I mean,
Well,
it's
we did talk about the election.
we did talk about the election.
We did talk about-
there's
I
been
want to bring back
some-
Jake Weber for the fucking
Oh yeah.
the runoffs.
When is the runoffs?
I don't know.
December.
December? That's
Yeah.
it? I
Okay.
thought it was January. Shit.
Yeah, I think it's December.
We love
15th.
runoffs.
Yeah, he was great, dude.
It's gonna be fun.
Hopefully.
There's some bank robberies.
Oh shit.
Wow.
There's some ladies that were breaking into cars at Mount Bonnell. I mean, this has been happening for ages.
But I mean, yeah, if you're parking out there going to like whatever, they're always gonna break into cars.
Yeah, my
That's
car
Austin.
got broken into at Twin Falls once.
Yeah.
Got my stereo.
You park along that
stolen.
little road, everyone
Yeah.
is breaks.
Yeah, they took my stereo. It was sad.
They
That was when I was broke too, so I just lived without a stereo for a while.
Casper tagged Joe's Bakery and they got him on camera.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What was he thinking in attacking Joe's Bakery? That's not cool.
Wow.
They got him on camera. Pretty damn good pictures of him too. I was like, damn, good cameras at the Joe's Bakery.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, if, you know,
There's been a lot of break-ins a lot on the east side too.
with all the cameras in the world now and going to be more so, it's going to be harder to be a criminal.
But it's desperation of the times that people are always going to be committing crimes, you know?
It's true.
Rhyming like a true motherfucker.
I mean, I'm not trying to say like,
Yes,
but this, I mean, there's a lot of people that are homeless. They're desperate, fucking drugs, obviously,
For
you
sure,
know?
man.
I mean, we all known. I mean, just in the few years, whatever. I mean, so many of my friends have just either overdosed or in the last 4 or 5 years. It's been insane.
I was just telling her before you arrived. I mean, I've been like dealing with so much death in this past year. I mean, and none of them are COVID related.
Yeah.
It's like I've had 3 close friends die in the last. Well, that's including my mom in the last year, and then like other friends, acquaintances, like left and right, drugs and
Just, I mean, this
A lot of
life.
drugs.
a lot of
Suicide.
drugs,
One
suicides.
or
it's
the
for
other.
real,
Yeah,
man.
it's like a
It's for real out there.
yeah, and it's sad. I mean, because this used to be like an oasis. You come to
Mhm.
Austin, it was like the best time of your life. You was walking around the town, making friends, having fun. Doing shots. Everybody smoke this. Let's do this. Let's go over here. Let's swim nights and jump into this place, jump this fence. Apartment complex and jump off a building or get arrested.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was always, I don't know. Now I feel like it's I don't know. There's like so many weird. I don't know. But we yeah.
I don't know. But
But
I
it was
still think.
I love.
Yeah,
the
I
town,
still
love the
think.
town.
I still think Austin has a lot to offer. It's still badass. I think it helps if you've been here for a long time, because then you're kind of grandfathered in with community and things, and like that just automatically helps.
Well, I do feel like right now there's a little renaissance going on. There's a lot of great music going on right now. Obviously East is this week. East is like the party of the parties to me.
Hmm.
A lot of different artists are doing a lot of different things. It's gonna be a lot of fun to see these old friends and stuff and see what they're working on.
Can you explain what East is?
East Austin Studio Tour. So if you have like a studio in your house or a studio that you rent out or any kind of place that you work on art, you sign up. You get a little sign, you put it in front of your house. You're on a map, and people like me just go around and go to different houses and look at different people's art and creations.
Yeah.
And sometimes there's a little bit of free alcohol. Sometimes there's some bands playing. Sometimes there's some obscene, just I don't know.
It's really fun.
It is fun.
It's a wonderful Austin tradition.
Yes,
Shout out Janice Sweck for creating it.
Big Medium for stealing.
It's great though, man. Like, yeah, I love like getting on my bike, rolling around, just visiting friends.
Yes.
It'll be like cakes,
Just
and
walking up and
bands,
down
like
the
you
street
said.
and just
Yeah.
being like, "What's going on?" And then you end up some other person next to you, like, "I don't even know where I'm at. Well, how'd I get here?" Like, whoa, awesome! It's been a good night.
Super fun, man.
I absolutely love it. All right, you ready for the interview process?
Oh shit. Yeah. Okay.
So you go by DJ Fartjazz,
Just Fartjazz, one word.
not DJ Fartjazz?
No, but it's easier to, I guess, if you just put Fartjazz on on a flyer, people are like, what the fuck is that? So
Okay.
I can, DJ's fine, but also, yeah. And that's just actually something I've been mostly using since I've been back in Austin.
I know.
I used to go
I
by
saw
like
you.
Shorty, DJ Shorty Stump or Shorty Stumpleson, just because
I
of the
saw you
lack of-
pre-COVID DJing old hip hop. I don't know what years
That
it was. It was a long
Vegas,
time
Hotel
ago.
Vegas,
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely in Vegas.
Cold Lamp, and that's what this hat's from.
Yes.
Shout out Cold Lamp and DJ.
And
doing
that was a
it.
long time ago, obviously, pre-COVID.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of fun and a lot of good times. And I know you still have residencies around town.
Yeah, I've been doing every first and third Thursday at Lowdown, and Keegan's there
Okay.
when I do that. That's been really fun.
What are you playing there mainly?
I started out with my buddy Gabe, DJ Dang It, who I used to do the sock hop with, and Cole Lampin owns Breakaway. He started doing that. He asked me to do that, and we were doing that. And then he stopped doing it, and I just kept doing it.
Okay.
Because since I've been back in Austin, traditionally I've been a vinyl DJ for
Yes.
years. But when I was in Kansas City, I was surrounded by a lot of great DJs using Serato and the digital thing, and actually really inspired me. So when I came back in January, I just happened to get a bunch of gigs thrown my way, and it was perfect timing because I was feeling inspired by all my pals in Missouri. So basically, I'm like Lowdown. I've been using as a sort of an experimental way to just like get better at Serato and doing that stuff. Cause I'm really digging that.
Okay.
that's like being a music nerd and stuff. It just lends itself to a lot of fucking
I
fun.
mean, we love
and
vinyl,
creativity.
but just dragging the crates around and
Yeah,
whatnot is like.
I mean, yeah, exactly. And
I mean,
sometimes I
I
do
understand
both.
certain gigs are like, hey, we
Yeah.
want you to do the vinyl, we
Right.
want you to do the old hip hop, like a,
And I still do vinyl
Yeah.
gigs, and then I'll do Serato, and sometimes I mix the both, which is fun, but it's a lot of equipment. But yeah, the Serato thing is great. Like especially if you have your own system. Like when I DJ Electric Church, I just had to put my controller in my bag and my laptop, and that's it. I can ride there on my bike,
yeah.
and then rock the party. It's fucking sweet.
What are you mainly spinning there or playing?
So basically, what I've been doing at Lowdown and also kind of Electric Church lately is I'll just I love, I just love being diverse in every way I can be. And so, especially in music, I've always, loved all sorts of music. So I've been really working on blending a lot of styles together. So I'll do like, I'll mix like old school hip hop, new shit, some trap stuff, disco, house. Um, I've been doing a lot of just like world beats, a lot of
Are you doing more EDM stuff too?
yeah, I'm working that in, but like it's a lot of the stuff I'm playing is not just like, I think a lot of people have a misconception about EDM. It's like, oh, it's EDM, but it's not all like that. There's so many different styles, and so I mean, just everything's at your fingertips now. So everyone's making just incredible music, and I've really been digging a lot of the world music that's coming out that has electronic elements, but then that also like using traditional. So like, there's a lot of like Eastern Bloc, Eastern European stuff that's coming out that's like they have like this Eastern European brass band, but then it has like a house beat behind it. There's like some cool Turkish
We love
bands.
electro cumbia, fool.
Yeah,
You ain't
exactly.
gotta tell
Like
me about.
exactly, dude.
You
Like
know?
yeah, all the like electro cumbia stuff coming out. There's so much good shit out. So I've just been really trying to mix all that together.
Our kitchen's always like jamming like normal Mexican music, but then like every once in a while the kids will take over. They like have their like 20-year-old son, and it's like tink 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 tink. It's like, I'm like, what the hell's going on here? It's like,
Some
I love
cool
it.
shit out there, man.
Yeah.
A lot of cool shit out there.
I saw that you played I want to say a rave, but you were in Dripping Springs at an EDM festival.
Was
'Cause we're old. I call them raves still, but everybody just looks at me like I'm an idiot, so I can't call them raves anymore.
yeah.
But they're kind of like raves.
I mean, yeah. Well, now you have like the whole Burning Man, like the burn thing coming in and mixing in with like festival stuff, and now
Yeah.
it's becoming more of it's all blending together. So
Have you been to Burning Man?
I haven't been to the big one, but I go to regionals a lot. That's
Okay.
actually where I got the name Fartjazz, because
Okay.
it was actually it started out as my burn name. I got out at Flipside, and then
Sorry, motherfucker.
so like man, in Kansas City, nobody even knew my real name. Everybody called me Fartjazz,
Oh my god,
which was pretty fun.
I don't even know. Let's spray you with fucking burn fucking
Oh, man.
disinfectant is what I needed you.
That man,
Get
that
some burn lotion on your burn there, son.
that community is wicked awesome. I love it, man. It changed my life. There's a lot, it's like anything, any kind of community or clique, like people get a little too involved and then they get weird and there's all sorts of, it can be internal drama. But for the most part, like that whole scene really changed me in a lot of ways. Like it's just like
it's
all
like a sex cult, right?
No. It's just I mean, there's sex is a huge part of it, but it's like it's
sex
more
is a big
like
part of everything.
sex positivity, body positivity. It's some of the most creative motherfuckers I've ever met in my life.
Okay.
I don't know. Man, personally, it really changed the game for me. I think there's a reason why it's like,
Sex cult.
trending and becoming popular is because people like go to these things. And
People like sex cults.
yeah,
They
they do.
What's
I mean,
not
if
to
I'm gonna
like?
if I'm gonna be in a cult, it's definitely gonna be
better
a
be
sex
sex
cult.
in
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah,
I'm old school. My drug cult.
I mean, it's that too.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
it's
my bad.
both.
But that's the thing, that there's can be a lot of drugs and partying. There can be a lot of sex, but then there's a lot of people who go there and just they don't do any drugs or drink, and they just wake up and do yoga, and it's, I don't know. There's a lot of freedom in there. And the cool thing is, like, you will almost never witness any kind of you'll never see a fight. You'll never see people getting angry or jealous. Everyone's just vibing out and having a good time, which is saying a lot for a bunch of intoxicated people.
All right.
They have like a very set standard of like kind of rules and things that you follow to make sure that it kind of keeps the community in check and nobody gets out of control. You know, I don't know. It's pretty sweet.
God damn
But with that said, I haven't really been connected to that
it. Well,
community
you know,
this
I'm
year.
just always
Just haven't
jealous
been
of all sorts of
feeling
things.
it.
Back in my day, you know, there was no sex. I guess maybe they were. I just didn't know
There's
about
always,
the sex culture.
there always has been.
Since
Yeah.
the beginning of
Isn't
time.
Austin a big giant sex cult for the most
I
part?
think it used to be for sure.
I think it is.
Now it's like a money cult.
that too. Sex and money, you know.
That's a whole other evil.
Yeah.
All right, so you burn.
Yeah,
That's
a little bit,
cool.
you know.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna hold that against.
Thanks. Thanks. Well, especially since you've never
You don't even know what
experienced it
is.
yourself, you
I
know.
know.
So, yeah.
But I'm
So,
afraid. I hate everything from California except for like
Well, it's not a California.
NWA and you know.
Well, yeah, that's obviously
It's
one
all
of the
West
top.
Coast hip hop. Come on.
Well, yeah, that's basically
NWA is,
you
yeah,
know
up there.
that's different.
It's not a
but
California thing.
Gray Slick, you know whatever.
Gray Slick.
She's a powerful woman.
Smog.
I love the old, you know, when the Raiders were in LA, you know.
Oh, fuck,
Bo Jackson
man.
years.
Fuck the Raiders, man. Although it
Uh,
was fun watching Bo Jackson.
Bo Jackson was just a machine.
Dude, I made a mistake. I went to a Oakland Raiders game with my brother a few years ago when they were playing the Broncos, and I'm from Denver, so we wore Broncos jerseys.
Oh no.
That the
Was it in Vegas still?
stupidest-
Oh,
no, it was in
really?
Oakland. It was the
Oh.
stupidest
Oh, so back then it was
thing.
still crazier than shit. Cause
Oh,
Oakland,
dude, it was the stupidest thing I could have ever done.
Fucking nuts.
They didn't give a fuck.
I've never been so harassed in my life.
I believe it.
It was just nonstop for like
Pushing
fucking
you.
6 hours. Like it was, dude, I was so happy to get away from that stadium. And like everyone's like, I mean, just in your fucking face, kind of like
Oh,
drunk
yeah.
assholes just coming up, and I didn't realize they had the whole like Raiders.
Oh,
They just
yeah,
like
yeah,
chant
yeah.
that, and it's just like, and they'll just come up and do it in your
My
face.
Dude.
uncles love
And
the
like they're
Raiders.
just like poking you to try to start a fight.
It's not
So
like
fucking
in
annoying,
Europe
dude.
where they have like a visitor
Fuck
section that
the
keep you separated.
Raiders,
You
fuck
know
the
what I mean?
Raiders
In America, you're
fans.
just mixed in with everybody, so it's
Yeah.
just like fucking chaos, you know.
It is the worst.
It's like when you go to a Spurs game and there's that one Laker fan there, and I'm like, this motherfucker. Yeah, I
Yeah.
yell at him the whole time. It's like,
You know, I have a lot of love for the Bay, you know, for multiple reasons. Too short, E40, and
Oh, yeah,
et
for
cetera,
sure,
et cetera.
yeah.
But like sports fans, the Bay can just
oh
go
my
take a
god,
flying
they're
leap,
so the
man.
worst. I know.
I wish like
Just-
it was an accessible city because it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
San
Yeah.
Francisco sucks.
Fuck the Warriors too, man.
Oh fuck the
Absolutely.
Warriors, guys. I was already thinking it in the back of my mind. I didn't want to bring
Fuck
it up.
Draymond Green.
Draymond is like the perfect player for that system in a sense, but in any other system, I'm not sure where he would be at. You know,
I mean, I'll give them props. They like built that team up the old school way, just through drafts, you know.
Yeah.
Which I give them props, and I do like Klay Thompson a lot because he doesn't talk shit. He just plays the game.
Well, that's why I love him. What's his name? I can't think of his name.
On the Warriors,
The logo.
Iguodala.
Nah, the
Chargers?
NBA logo.
Oh, what?
The old Jerry West.
Oh,
So I'm not sure. The rumor is when Jerry West was there, he was like he was helping them out for like $1 million a year, just kind of
Uh-huh.
like,
right.
and they were gonna trade Clay for Kevin Love,
Oh, that's right.
and Jerry West said, "Don't do it."
Man, good thing.
Jerry West said that'd be the stupidest move you ever
That
made
would have been a stupid move.
because they were gonna do it, and they didn't do it because Jerry West said no. I think Kerr was on West side too, so they didn't make the trade. And obviously, everything worked out because before all the championships, you know.
That's
So
a-
like, because Jerry West, they make fun of him in the L.A. TV show. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like he's like some dumbass from West Virginia, but he's like the architect of like 400.
I heard he's kind of an asshole, but I mean, he is
I mean, he built
an obvious champion.
the Kobe Shaq
Yeah,
team.
yeah,
He
yeah.
built, but like I said, he's the one that said don't trade Clay. You know what I mean? He's just like the
It's hard-
basketball
yeah,
fucking.
It's hard to deny his
yeah.
greatness. Just like
He
I mean,
built these teams. Besides
yeah.
playing like a player, he was great. But he was also
I mean, Steph Curry too. Like
he built
It's-
the fucking
it's
first
hard
Lakers
to-
too.
I don't-
Showtime.
hate Steph Curry. It's hard to hate the guy, and he's undeniably the best shooter of all time. But
Yeah.
it's like, dude, you're so good. You don't have to fucking like do some stupid little dance every time you smoke someone. Like, you know, I'm just like, be humble, man. That's why I like Clay. I'm just like, play your fucking game,
Yeah,
dude.
I don't know,
Kendrick,
man. With
wow.
Steph so fucking daggers, it's like I get it. I
Uh,
fucking get it.
but I just, yeah. I
That
mean,
dude is fucking like a dagger from the fucking out of the darkness,
Well,
stabbing you in your heart. And it's just like, what
yeah,
the fuck
I'm an
just
OKC
happened?
fan, so I've been there with him, man.
I
Fuck
see him
him.
destroy like this
Everyone.
mentalities, man. Just like idea, like the concept of what basketball is everything's different now.
Yeah,
And a lot of teams can't get it right because they're just trying to emulate.
it's true.
I love seeing him. I love seeing Giannis, man. I can watch the Bucks forever.
Oh, Giannis
God,
is
it's a
something-
fucking
something
machine right
else.
now. And he's getting better.
Yeah, I know.
And he just never takes a play off. And he's just getting crazier.
It just looks like he's playing on a Nerf hoop all the time.
He's like
you know what I'm saying? Like he
fucking-
doesn't even have to jump. It just
Like, the
so
other day,
long.
he did a dunk where I didn't think he was going to get it. And he, like, launched early. And I thought he was just going to, like, pass it out. And instead, he just fucking
Yeah, it'll just like
floated through space and time
Well,
and
just like
through, like, a fucking quantum leap
yeah.
and fucked up the
like
whole. And
one
I was
step
like,
from the free throw line and bam.
I was like, there's no way. It's like, holy shit, he
Yeah.
fucking... Because it looked like he was just going to... And then, I don't know, he just reaches, like, 17 feet with his arm. And
yeah,
you're like,
it's crazy, man.
I can't believe he just did that. And then the other guys were all like, how do you stop that? Like, I don't know.
Weston, did you ever play basketball?
I did actually. I grew up playing. I was a pretty athletic kid. I played all the sports, basketball. I started when I was, 7, and I loved it. I still go and shoot and
I
still
love
go
basketball,
make sure I dunk. You can still dunk and all that. But yeah, I was sort of being bred to like go to college, be in the NBA. So yeah, like my senior in high school, I was talking to 5 or 6 schools, scholarship offers, full rides, like it was like
I
top
believe
20
it.
players in the state of
Believe it.
Washington in the 90s. And then, but I used to partially dislocate my kneecap all the
Ooh.
time. Like I started doing it when I was 11
Oh,
because I grew
Jesus
too
Christ.
fast. And so by the time I was 18, I had done it 40 or 50 times.
Oh my god.
And it's one of the most painful sports injuries you can have.
Damn.
And halfway through my senior year, like I would hurt it really bad sometimes, and I'd be out for like 8 weeks, and it always seemed to happen right before like a big, event in my basketball career. And so the last time it happened was like in an in-game. I had a knee brace on, which usually prevented it from happening. And it was like all these scouts were there, and then I like did it again. I was going up against the number 1 recruit in the state of Washington. I was smoking him, and then I just dislocated it again, and I was like, I'm done. And so I quit halfway through my senior year, and every single male coach and teacher in the school stopped talking to me for the rest of the year.
Wow.
Like I got kicked out of classes. They didn't even want me in their classes, and the school allowed that.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and luckily though,
But I don't want to be rude, but like some of these high schools aren't there for the students. They're there for the
I would say almost
athlete.
all of. I would say like 99% of like male coaches, they are living vicariously through the.
But I
through
mean,
you.
yeah,
Yeah.
but a lot of
They're-
these schools also love have a great football team, great basketball program.
To me, now that I'm
Recruiting people and all.
now that
sorts
I'm
of
an
shit.
adult, it's so I look at the way that adults treat high school and college
It's
sports. I'm like,
creepy.
it is creepy.
It's
I'm
really
like, y'all,
creepy.
like you guys are getting so into a game for children. Like it's basic because high school kids are still basically children. I'm
Yeah.
like, you fucking cared this much.
I
about a
actually love the
game?
fact that the college game is ruined because everyone's should just be able to go pro or just go like they're going into like the G League, Nitro League or whatever. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I think because they're obviously gonna go one and done. Why go 1 year to college just to like make them billions? Well, 'cause now I guess they have the likeness, the NIL deals, so you can make a lot of money in college too. But I mean, which is the reason why they did the NIL deals is because this was happening.
Yeah.
Well, it's just
I mean, they gave
unfortunate.
Zion $1 million Nike while he was in high school, college.
Well, it's unfortunate because they and I've been there, so I know the inside of it. But like they're just always pushing kids who are good at sports. They're pushing that, and that's all they push. So that's all they know. And if you all of a sudden get an injury halfway through college or in your first couple years of pro, you're like done. And then what else are you going to do? And I mean, so luckily, I was just lucky that I was obsessed about music since I was a kid. So I started collecting records at like 7. So, and I always wanted to play music. I always wanted to play drums, but I was always denied because of sports. But then, so when I quit basketball, it was an easy switch for me. I was like, well, I'm just going to start playing music like I always wanted to. So it wasn't even like I had no problem switching over. I was lucky that way though,
Yeah.
you know.
I mean,
And I didn't even realize, like now as an adult, I look back, I'm like, fuck, kids have so much pressure on them from adults to like go to college, play sports. And I'm like, I was like, I kind of give myself props, like younger props. I'm like, I didn't give a shit about any of that noise, and I just did whatever I did to make me happy, and I don't regret any of it.
I mean, I always feel bad for like, there's like certain players throughout time, and I mean, this get that kind of injury you can't come back from, and it's just like it's over. You
Yeah,
know?
it came down to, for me, it wasn't, I didn't love it enough to like work through the injury and do all this hard work. I was like, no, I think I just want to play music now. So
like that old Arizona team. It was like Miles Simon and Mike Bibby and all them. Dickerson was on the team. He was drafted by the Rockets, and he I think he like broke his fucking hip. He was never. It was over.
wait,
He never-
Dickerson?
He was part of the. He was a third guard on the team. It was like Bibby, Miles Simon.
But wait, when was this? What?
The '90s? That Arizona team, Wildcats.
Oh, wait, Mike Dickerson?
Yeah,
His
I
name
mean,
Mike?
I think so. And
Oh
he
my
ended up
fucking-
breaking his leg or something and never came back.
Dude,
He never
okay,
came back.
So get this, Mike Dick. I'm pretty sure this is the same Mike Dickerson. Or I think we were the same age in state of Washington when we were playing.
Okay.
So when I was playing, I went to
I guess he went to
Fife.
Arizona.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the same dude. So yeah, I went to Fife High School, which was in Tacoma, and I would go play competitive leagues. It's called BCI on weekends, and I'd go play with all the best players in Washington. And he was like the number one player in the state of Washington. I think he went to Decatur High School. And everyone was like, Mike Dickerson, Mike. And, he was just like windmill dunking on
That is bad
motherfuckers,
motherfucker.
like when he was a
I
sophomore.
forgot what exact his injury was, but he never came.
But yeah,
it was over. His whole
everyone
career
was like,
over.
oh, he's going to the NBA. He's going to be a star.
He did. I mean, he went to the NBA in his rookie year. I forgot. He played for the Rockets, and he got hurt and never came back from that injury.
That's crazy. So yeah, I played
Never.
played several games against that dude. Man.
And I remember because I was like obsessed with that Arizona team. Like they were so fucking good,
But that's a great example. Like he was like a god in the state of Washington in the
Yeah.
90s, and then didn't. Yeah, and then he
I
got
mean,
an
like,
injury.
that team. Yeah, and it's weird because like Bibby played for like 20 years. Miles Simon fizzled out not because of injury, but just because the league and it's tough. If you don't find your niche, it's like I don't know.
It's true.
All right, so what do you got coming up? What do you have? Any gigs? Going to some shows?
So yeah, so I October is usually the busiest month, so I was just slammed all October. So now it's more.
Well, there was definitely a lot going on. This
Yeah.
whole damn town, it seemed like it
Yeah.
was alive with
always
Halloween,
October is always
levitation.
crazy.
There's like a million things going on.
So yeah, right now I'm doing that first and third Thursday at Lowdown, which I've been really enjoying. So not this Thursday, but the next Thursday. What else do I have going on regular right now? I just do a lot of random stuff. Like, I did the Uncommon Objects little flea market last Sunday. I did that I just played all vinyl, old jazz and stuff and ragtime. And
I know you were doing.
had such a great
You were
time
at
doing that.
13th floor for a little bit. I thought.
So I bartend there on Fridays.
Okay.
So come through, visit me at the bar.
Are you still working for the new location?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the old, it was Green Jay before that, and it was the old
Beerland,
Beerland
yeah.
location, which is cool because one of the owners, Nick Yocklin, I met him originally there like 20 years ago when we all used to hang out there.
Okay.
And that's where he met Jake Garcia, one of the other owners, who's also in Black Angels.
Yeah.
So a lot of us, we all met there.
that's
Like 20
awesome.
years ago when the whole like Austin garage scene was really popping. And so it's kind of a fun little homecoming. It's like Beerland, but
Clean?
Clean.
Yeah, it's weird.
doesn't
I
stink,
was
yeah.
kind of like, it's cleaner.
It's definitely
similar?
I
cleaner.
haven't been yet. I'm
It's
excited
cool.
to go.
It's a neat little vibe, man. So
Yeah,
and yeah,
I've
sometimes
been
I DJ
there.
there too.
I think maybe twice now. I'm not sure. I think I went once as Green Jay and once as
Was that where Fuck Money was?
yeah.
Yeah.
I was there for that Fuck Money Trail of the Dead show.
Yeah.
Julian was there too.
I used to go to the one on.
You've been
East.
busy, Julian. What's going on? I've seen you at a lot of shows doing some filming.
Dude, I've been too busy. I do too much, dude. Went from 0 to 100, but it's all right. Yeah, no, I went to I was about to fuck up the name of it. Expander and Nerve the other night. That
Okay.
was dope. Filmed them.
Isn't Ben Buck doing something at 13th floor?
Ben Buck's doing his tape release party. The
He D-
B-sides
Yeah, and he
release tape.
DJs there sometimes.
Yeah.
The whole Buck
DJs there.
family,
The
actually.
whole, yeah, it's like usually it's like the Buck family nights, like at least on the when they used to do on the east side.
You never know who you'll get.
Exactly, but
fun.
But I know he's releasing that album.
yeah, he's doing his album release on the 12th.
Okay.
Oh, it's just
Was that
Friday.
Friday. Okay, I can't remember what
Friday.
the states are.
And that's
Blur.
at
Living a blur right now.
where is it? Where's it at? Anthony's? No, 13th floor. We just talked
Yeah.
about.
I guess you're gonna be working that.
I'm gonna go down there. Yeah. So I'm
Yeah, if
gonna
it's
go down
Friday,
there.
I'll be there, more likely.
And then what else have I done recently? I've been I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't even keep track of it, dude. It's been way too busy.
Same.
Proper shit.
He was at the trash thing too.
Trash
Oh,
terminal.
the trash terminal.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
was that?
That was pretty cool actually. Like I didn't think that they would be able to actually put a show on back there.
Have you seen
there
this
power
trash
back
terminal?
No,
guys?
what's
Dude,
this?
there was a lot of power actually. There was like
Behind the
there was
Fiesta?
enough power for them to plug in, and
Oh.
then I plugged in my camera and shit into the
I
power.
just rode by
Right?
there.
It's like behind the
So,
Fiesta.
It's
like
literally directly like okay, if you're looking at the building, it's the back of the building
Uh-huh.
where like I guess they would do like load-ins. and
Right,
shit,
right.
And like
I've been there.
it's just like a weird segment of the back of the building that has like I guess just like a perfect corner for some shit like this. So like and also a bunch of outlets by this big ass dumpster. So I was standing on top of the dumpster filming and then like there's a fuck ton of people down in the crowd and like it's just like a weird like
trash
like,
terminal.
hallway thing.
I love it right now, man. I feel like
It's
right now
cool.
Austin's like a lot of do it yourself shows,
Yeah,
like
so
kind
I-
of like popping up all over, like
One of the
good.
the
bands
tunnels and the fucking
yeah, it was
bridges
like one of the
and
bands was
I don't know, it's just
going,
happening again.
playing
Yeah.
at a show called Patton's House, playing a place called Patton's House or
Yeah.
something like that. And it's like it's like a house in Northeast Austin that apparently is like a big place for like shows like that, like you know,
Yeah.
similar like punk. You know,
Well, yeah,
metal
so I think
shit.
I don't even know where this place House of Log is.
I've n-
Valente Beach and Fuck Money are
Wow.
playing there like later on this month, and I
Oh,
was like,
really?
yeah, I was like, I don't even know.
Is
I
it
gotta,
like a DM for address situation?
yeah, like
Oh,
all these
right.
shows are like this now. Like
Yeah.
you gotta like call
That's cool
or
though, dude. That's cool.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
and
Hold it,
just
underground
these
style.
weird little warehouse shows. I don't know. There's a lot of. It's been. I don't know. It's been fun
I like
seeing
that.
all this stuff kind of pop up again. Because I mean, obviously the pandemic hurt everything, and then everybody got all.
Yeah, I have a friend who DJs a party. I don't know if it's every weekend or it's pretty often down by the Pleasant Valley Bridge. Not Pleasant Valley Bridge, the like airport bridge.
Montapo? Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Montapo's Bridge. There's a lot of shows going on down there.
Yeah, that's like the new thing because they made it like a walk. You know what I'm talking about? Have you been there?
It's a pedestrian.
A pedestrian.
Yeah,
bridge.
it
They've-
used to be.
is
It
it
used to be a
actually-
road, and they made it a pedestrian
Right.
bridge.
I knew they were going to do that, but it's now.
I think it is.
Official
It's
now.
open. Yeah, it's
Cool.
fucking
Yeah.
badass.
All right.
It's real nice,
Yeah.
Wow, I haven't. Man,
and they have like a raves or
yeah.
or just, like,
DIY.
bands, like,
Exactly,
punk
yeah.
bands. I don't know. Like,
Any
everything's
DIY.
happening. Like it's like all these spots. Like it's
When
great
they
to-
first closed it off, my best friend Zach Hall, shout out Magnifico. He started throwing dinner parties up there, and so we would just like everybody bring it was like potluck style. We bring out tables. We brought a chandelier that we would throw over and like
Oh,
lower
hell
down,
yeah.
and we would
Oh,
just
yeah.
have like these dinner parties down on the bridge. It was pretty sweet.
Vibe.
Man.
Yeah, it's
Little
just, it's a weird
boombox.
time right now. It's just like
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of secret
I saw
stuff popping up, and I'm just like trying to keep up with it a little bit, just because I'm an old man. I gotta be like, you kids, get out of my
I'm
yard.
a little out of the loop. Yeah, I'm a little out of the loop for sure.
some crazy shit I saw the other night. I saw somebody on Instagram driving their car over the Barton Springs pool like bridge, the one that's like on the pedestrian walk. Look at Instagram story.
What?
Yeah, straight. I could show you later.
Okay.
Well, I'll show you right now.
What?
I saw.
Hey man, nobody.
Oh my god, I was just something crazy.
I can't deal with
It was the
anyone-
night that like it was pouring rain.
I don't like anybody fucking with my Barton Springs.
I know
man.
it's some crazy shit, dude. But this just like goes to
Sacred.
show the Austin's fucking nuts, dude. It's
Austin is fucking nuts.
right. I was
It's I'm telling you, it's back. Like all these, like there's so many bands now, and like good bands too. Like I'm
Yeah.
like freaking out. Like for a second there, everyone's kind of sounding the same, but now everybody's not sounding the same. Like everyone's on their
Yeah.
fucking. I love it.
I thought Austin music was going to shit until I was doing like a Minor Threat tribute band a few years ago, and one of my buddies Sam was in the band who's younger, and so he'd hook us up with like these house shows, and I'm like, Oh, actually, there's some really cool, still like a lot of cool like house shows and bands going.
Yes.
I just didn't know because I'm just older and I'm
me
not in the
too.
loop. But
I
that,
kind
yeah,
of
that
have a
shit's
couple of
happening,
kids.
man.
Like I was like, there's a bunch of really good young bands right now in this
Yeah.
town, and I'm like, I'm kind of happy about it. Like, oh shit, like
Same. I mean, since I've been working the
They're
new
driving
13th
into
floor,
it.
the bands that
Yeah.
we get, I'm always
The
just like,
videos and
wow,
driving
okay,
all over
like,
it.
and I just don't know who these bands
Wow.
are because I just don't
these
go
kids are
out
getting
anymore.
good, man. I love
Yeah,
it. I
still
love
there, still there. The grit
Um,
is still there. You just got to know what to look for, you know.
You want to maybe shout out your social media stuff for people who follow you?
Yeah, for sure.
keep it in
Yeah,
your
yeah.
loop?
So you can always find me. My name Weston Borghese, Westenborghesi.
Fartjazz.
My handle on Instagram is @fartjazz. That is like as in fart jazz, like
Actual
Perfect.
musical fart jazz.
yeah.
jazz.
So one word @fartjazz. That's the best way to like find out. Follow me, and I always post when I'm doing shit. Usually day of. I don't do a lot of.
Announcements.
I wish I was
Yeah,
there
but
for that
that's-
uncommon objects fucking.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
It's fun. I'll probably do it again. I just need a round to go back with them and discuss it, but I'll probably do that again. I think they want me there for whatever their Christmas one.
Well, yeah, that's. I was about to say it's the time of
Mm-hmm.
where all the artists.
Holiday
Yeah.
markets.
Yeah,
But yeah,
Holiday
other
markets
than
for
that, I
sure.
do the first and third Thursday at Lowdown. I've been doing Electric Church like once a month, and that's usually like late night, like 2 a.m. to like 5 a.m.
yeah. That's
and then-
old timey. That's old timey electric church.
It is. And then a lot of random gigs, and then I also, I used to play in. I started White Ghost Shivers back
Yes,
23 years back. I haven't been in
I
that band
saw
in.
you.
I saw
Yeah.
them. They played recently without you. I think.
Yeah, I haven't been in the band in going on maybe 8 years now.
Okay.
But they're still playing.
I saw they played this weekend.
Yeah, they
somewhere.
only do maybe 2 or 3 shows a year now.
Were they
'cause
at radio?
maybe.
I saw a video.
They recently. I think they did their Halloween ball at Whitehorse again. But Sella,
Okay.
the singer, she sings in Squirrel Nut Zippers now. For
Oh,
several
really?
Years, so she's been touring with them a lot. So they don't play as much.
I get that. yeah.
But I still play in a band, same era, same vibe. So it's like a 9-piece. We do like we mix like the early 1920s hot jazz with like early swing.
What y'all
And,
called?
Rock Step Relevators.
Rockstep
And
Relevators.
it's like a lot of people I've been playing with for 20 plus years in that whole like pre-World War II music scene. The bass player Ryan Gould and I have been playing in bands together for 22 years. The White Ghost Shivers clarinet players in that band. Our earlier clarinet player John Doyle kind of started a band that turned into this band. So he was in that. Mark Gonzalez, who plays trombone and does all the arrangements for Grupo Fantasma and
Yeah.
Brownout, he's in that band. Guy Forsyth, him and I both play double banjo together. So Guy's in the band.
Oh, that's good.
It's a real fun like all-star group.
Wasn't Guy in
Silent
Solid Street Spankers? Yeah.
So Guy is the one who started that band in like 93, 94. He's the one who like gave everyone their instruments and showed them how to play. And that is actually the band that caught me and my buddy Ryan, who plays bass.
Well, that's the band that
was the
I
band
always
that-
felt they should have been mega stars, but they kind of broke up, or I'm not sure
Yeah.
all the details.
Well,
of
I
it.
think, yeah. I mean, that, great band, but they had,
Awesome.
well, there's only so far you can go with like pre-World War II music. Let's be real. But I've been through this problem a lot.
You tried to get an
Yeah,
expand
I know
audience.
this firsthand. Yeah, but
I guess you have a good point.
but they,
but Solid Street was pretty big for a second there.
they were. I mean, but there's only
Electric
so far
Lounge
you can
was
go with
around
that,
still. It was a long time ago.
But that was the band that made me and Ryan Gould kind of look at Austin, and go like, oh, because at the time in the late '90s, no one was playing that shit.
Nobody.
And so when I first heard like Squirrel Nut Zippers, and then I heard the Spankers, and it was like, oh, and then I started noticing a bunch of other bands from here playing similar stuff, and so then I was like, well, shit, that's where I'm moving, because when I discovered that shit, I was living in Seattle in the late '90s, and I got just obsessed about it, and couldn't find anyone to play with, so I was like, I'm going to Austin.
Yeah.
And also, yeah, our drummer Paul Schlichting played the drums in the Spankers for years and years, so it's very ancestral, that whole scene. So,
Nice.
But it's a great band, man. 9-piece band at Sagebrush. It's a beautiful spot. If y'all haven't been, it's down there at like Stastny and Congress, which
Yeah,
really isn't
our
that far
friend-
out of town
Our
now.
friends play
No.
there a lot. Colt Wayne Kinney and the boys.
Oh yes.
Dude, Sagebrush is cool, man. It is a
I like South
great,
Austin.
great spot. It's huge. It's got huge dance floor. The vibes inside are fucking awesome. Lots of like little cocktail tables, just chill, or you can dance, and then they have a huge backyard.
Nice.
It's a really great space. So we'll be there next Wednesday, from 9 to 11.
Okay.
And then there's a free introduction like swing dance lesson before from 8 to 9.
Cool.
And then we'll be there 2 weeks after that, so the 30th. So next Wednesday and then the 30th, and then we may keep playing there.
Friends of the podcast are involved in the two-step classes
Oh, cool.
that go on there.
Okay.
I'm not sure if they still go on there.
I bet they do.
Got to swing somewhere.
Yeah, that's right.
Poppy Produce, but he's like I think he's in Washington or wherever the hell right now.
No one knows. who That
Poppy.
man is.
Yeah, I don't know where
He's
he's
a man
at.
of mystery.
Man of mystery.
But yeah, I don't have a lot of set gigs like right now as much as I did say like 2 months ago. I had a bunch of like
Yeah.
Kind
regulars.
of a
but
slow,
that
start
it
get
fluctuates.
into the slow season right
Yeah,
now with
yeah.
the holidays and
Yeah.
stuff.
But yeah, but,
But I do a lot of
the
random
stuff always
shit,
pops
so,
up too. Yeah.
a lot of stuff pops up. So you know, just follow me on the
Yeah.
social meds.
I just want to say
Yeah.
thank you so much.
I just want to say thank you so much. It's been
Mary,
an
you
honor,
have any
honor and
questions
a
or you
privilege.
want to say anything to us?
Thank you.
Okay,
It's
cool.
great
Thank
hanging
you for
with
being
you.
here,
My
man.
pleasure.
I just like talking to some old Austin heads about different stuff, you know.
For sure.
Like
Yeah.
this here
Oh, I
on
mean, I
Silent
feel
Street
like-
Spankers,
yeah.
obviously bringing that up. You
Yeah.
hear those words,
Yeah,
then
dude.
I think we probably could have gone on for hours.
Dude, where's
That's the
players,
difference,
bro?
I'm like, yeah, there's.
But I do must admit, I like where this new Austin's kind of going. I feel like the music scene's kind of once again there's a lot of there's a lot going on.
I think it helps to have a positive attitude.
Oh, for
That's
sure.
a big thing. Honestly, like I don't think I would have been so thrilled about Austin again. I went to Kansas City for a year and a half during pandemic. It was the best thing I could have done because I came back and I had a great time there, like great time. And I came back and just all new appreciation for this city.
Well,
and just-
that time period was a great time to be gone because it was a
Absolutely.
sad time in Austin
Yeah.
because
And I
there
saw
was
that.
no music.
Yeah.
There was everybody was just
I saw
drunk
that
in the
happening. That's
streets
why
with
I
all the
kind
out-
of took
'cause-
off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, nah.
Well, the
it's-
rest of America was COVID shut down, except for Texas and like Florida. So every drunk idiot vacation down here so they can just like yell on the streets like from Boston, Chicago. I don't
Right.
know. This is like a really annoying
yeah.
bro
It
time.
was like us in Miami, essentially.
Yeah, it's a good
Yeah.
point.
So yeah, it was a good time to be away, and it really did make me feel. I just appreciated it so much more when I came back. So I'm like, no, Austin is still alive. You know, just don't move here unless.
Will there be a Cold Lamping reunion show?
Probably not, but you never know. Oh, but I will say this: there will be a sock hop reunion next year on the Blue Moon. So yes, because, well,
Oh, I don't even know what that means.
well, you know, we have a blue moon in the sky once in a while.
Yeah.
It only happens every, I don't know,
Once in a-
three,
once
4
in a
years.
blue
Keegan,
moon.
if
Once
you're
in a blue
somewhere
moon.
listening, can you please break out the cards and
chart?
tell me when this? Yeah,
Where's the chart?
I forget. I think it's like next August. But anyway, so like, cause we don't, you know, we did that for 10 and a half years. We're all kind of burned out on it, even though we had a great time and it was legendary times. But like, everyone's busy, you know, the other Tim and Gabe are both business owners and families. So
Look,
they're
man,
like,
I'd
super
rather have a
busy,
sock hop than a damn barefoot ball.
for sure.
Yeah.
Fuck, keep your shoes on, people, please.
Come on, man. Come on, Rube. But yeah, we're going to do that next summer. And we're just going to do that once in a blue moon.
All right.
Ha, ha, ha. And so
Like
I was
it.
actually just talking to Gabe the other day. We're going to start
I
planning.
don't know what a blue moon means. I
planning
gotta
that.
figure it all out.
Might be at Shangri-La
It's a
again,
beer.
might do somewhere else.
I gotta do the Google now.
It's
Oh,
gonna
you
come
know
up as a beer.
You know, I actually, oddly enough, I got really into Blue Moon during pandemic.
Really?
Because it was the only decent beer they had at the store by my house in Kansas City. I was like,
Okay.
all right. And then I just like got totally
I
into
like to
it,
drink it
man.
on airplanes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a
They always have it on the airplanes.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll have to remember that.
I love
with the
Greece.
orange
Decent
slice. You get the
I
orange.
don't get down with the orange slice.
I don't really like it with orange slice either.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it with
I don't
one,
think,
but I would
I don't
take
think
it
this
off.
is good. Yeah.
Some
I usually
people
just
like
eat the orange slice and
go about your
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
Oh man,
Maybe rub
too
the
funny.
peel on myself, make me smell.
A little behind the ears.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm with it.
Get those bees swarming around you.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Well, hey y'all, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Thank
Thank
you.
you
Thank
for-
you.
Let's do it
Thanks.
again.
Yeah, no doubt.
Let's do
This
it
is great.
again.
Yes.
Let's smoke some more.
Yeah.